There's a paper over there inside if you see history. There's a paper on Dasa Mahavidya. Could you just open that quickly? Not in there, not in the conference folder. Paper called Dasa Mahavidya. Yeah, the PDF.
Let me just get some. Okay.
Dasa Mahavidya PDF.
Yeah, PDF.
Now I'll just quickly go through with you about the Dasa Mahavidya. I will not take more than half an hour. Yeah, that is about 5 minutes per Vidya, right? So 10, 5, 50 minutes. No, that's too much. 3 minutes. I have. Okay. Okay, let us go. Please go. 50 fast. Yeah, keep moving. The basic idea about the Dasa Mahavidya. Just as we saw the tripod of Shiva, we need to understand the tripod of the mother, the Devi. Now yesterday when we were talking about Shiva, we were talking about becoming perfect Karma Yogis, becoming Mahapurushas, rising even above the gods themselves. The Devas themselves will come and go to you if you can be a perfect Mahapurusha. The human being has got that potential. You are Rishiputra, or the children of the 7 Rishis. You have the potential to rise even above the Devatas. And among the Devatas, who is the highest? The king, Indra. If you can control all your senses perfectly, you have gone above Indra. It's a very easy job. There are so many Rishis who have done it in India. You and I, of course, it's a massive task. But for them, they have done it. They have risen above that. So even Indra is below them. Do you understand that? You can rise above the Devas. You are the children of the Rishis. You have brains. Right, now, I talked about 2 situations when I was talking of grahas. One, we talked of the Jyotirlingas having the power to exalt the grahas. But that exaltation of the graha can happen only if the sins attributed to the grahas are removed, right? Yeah. Why is, let us say, Saturn not exalted in somebody's my horoscope? Saturn is not exalted. Why was Saturn not exalted when I was born? Because I have some karma of Shani pending. And sometimes you wait. Okay, I don't want to take birth now. God will tell Sanjay, now it's your turn. No, Shani is not exalted. So I'll wait. Shani comes to exaltation, then I'll jump. So when I jump, in the meantime, Saturn becomes retrograde. Go. Because as soon as he becomes retrograde, the exalted planet is behaving like a debility. You think he is exalted. That is the worst thing. At least if he is debilitated, you know he is debilitated. If he is exalted, you think he is exalted, but actually he is debilitated.
If retrograde.
If retrograde, yeah. So in such a scenario, when the planets are debilitated, or the planets are exalted in the Rashi chart and debilitated in the Navamsha, when the planets are very severely afflicted and weak, you need the, can I use the word, the milk of the mother to make them strong. Her compassion, her strength is your strength. You need to be strong about certain things. And how can you be strong? You have to be strict with yourself. That is why the word Shakta. Shakta means being tough. People with debilitated moons tend to be least bothered about their families. Why? Because the moon has to do with your social or family consciousness. The moon has got debilitated, you are least bothered. So that's not a good sign. You need to be more strict with yourself when it comes to family matters. People with debilitated suns have all kinds of notions about their spiritual path. with debilitated Jupiter. Like that, when planets get debilitated, they are weak. It shows your weakness. The Graha's weakness is your weakness reality. Because the Graha is only an indicator or a page, a chapter of your karma. In such a scenario, we have to worship the mother. We can worship the mother in many ways. There are many, many ways to worship the mother. Many ways to love her. But I shall tell you of a path. Of the three main paths, what are the three main paths to the mother? One is, I told you, Moon and Aruda Lagna. The Moon and Aruda Lagna path is called the Durga's path, which I will not do today. Right? The Sun and Atmakaraka's path is called the Jyoti of the mother. The mother can be a great teacher, which also I will not teach today. What I will teach today is the path of Jupiter, the path of knowledge, the path of Vidya. Because I want to know what the mother wants to teach me. Firstly, the entire manifested world has come through the Akashlinga, as we talk about it. Akashlinga is mentioned in this paper. When you go down, you can see please read this paper. It's a 30-page paper. I can't go through it. So anyway, the Akashlinga comes from the Kala Chakra axle. There is a Kala Chakra axle. You know about the Kala Chakra, right? So there is a Kala Chakra axle. The Kala Chakra axle has Shiva in the center, and Vishnu went towards the top. He could not find the top. Did Vishnu not find the top, or was it you as Vishnu did not find the top? Anyway, we will talk about that later. That's a philosophical question. You need to answer it. I will not answer that. So Shiva is in the center, Vishnu is in the top, Brahma is in the bottom. This is the Kala Chakra axle. Brahma is digging down. Your karmic digging down. He kicked me, so I will kick him. He murdered me, so I must murder him in this life. He raped me, so I must rape him in this life. It is karmic. You did this, so I must do this. Going down. The research cycle. You did that in the past, so I must do that in the future to you. Vishnu cycle. You did something, I don't know who did it. I do not know when I must have raped him, that is why he raped me. So forget it. Let's go out. Vishnu is going up. Try to understand the light. This is nothing but a light. This is a column of light called Sarvatma, the souls of all. And in this column of light, you are in the center. You are Shiva. The truth, you want to know the truth about yourself? You are Shiva. Shivoham, Shivoham. You are Shiva. You are right at the center. And in that center, you have two options. To go up or to go down. You will keep going down if you keep looking at what he did to me and that I must react in this manner. You will go up when you pray to God, help me to lose my memory. If you lose your memory, you will not remember who did what. Finished. Karma is over. That's upper path. Okay? Now this axle, when we go down, the knowledge. What is knowledge? When we talk of knowledge, I know that this is a glass. Right? This glass is made out of silicon. What else? Through a glass factory. You think 500 years back they knew how to make this? Yes or no? Did they know how to make this 500 years back? No. Good. So because he did not know that there is a glass, if that human being were to suddenly appear right now, you will tell him, take this. He will look at it like this, no? Hurry, what is this beautiful thing? Oh, I would like to keep, maybe I'll pray to it. Because he does not know what it is. Avidya. Avidya is lack of knowledge. Avidya has two types of avidya. One, sheer ignorance. Sheer ignorance is what we call blissful ignorance. It was never there. Imagine what would have happened if Hitler knew that nuclear bombs were available in this world. Can you imagine what would have happened? So fortunately, because of the grace of the Divine Mother, his brain or his time was kept in that much avidya. That much knowledge was not given to the world. Knowledge is there in the world. In the cosmos is complete knowledge. They are only finding it now. The atoms were always there. They did not know it. Now they know. So that not knowing at all about something is avidya. It's called blissful ignorance. There is another kind of avidya that is called ignorance coming out of knowing, but my own weakness, like a drug addict. A drug addict knows taking the drug is very bad. Still, he cannot do anything about it. He has to take it because of his weaknesses. And these weaknesses are coming because of affliction of planets. Number one, affliction of planets. Which planet has the maximum power to afflict the mind? Rahu. So, of all the afflicting planets for the mind, see, I'm talking of the mother, I'm talking of the mind. Right? The highest power, the highest affliction goes to Rahu. Okay? Among the tithis, which tithis are ruled by Rahu? Ashtami and Amavasya. So, that form of the mother who will remove that terrible weakness from us, the weakness or the capture of Rahu, is to be worshipped either on Ashtami or on Amavasya. And we call her Mahakali, the remover of avidya. Am I being understood? Ignorance is of two types. One, you don't know, blissful ignorance. Two, you know but you can't do a thing about it. How weak we are. We know that living in this world and hanging around like this and going every day and doing the same office thing every day is such a waste of time. But yet we don't take a little time out to do our mantras. Who will remove that avidya? Let us see. What is it? Where is the problem? Is there some problem somewhere? The problem is in your mind. Your own weaknesses. So you need your mother to be more strict with you. If the mother is strict, the child will be very good. If the mother is not strict, the child will get spoiled. Am I clear on the concepts? Right. So the first thing that needs to be controlled, there are some very powerful concepts given out here. I don't have the time to handle that, so I'll just give you the concept quickly. Like that, this Navagraha, weaknesses can come from what? Who are the record keepers of our weaknesses? The Navagraha and the Lagna? If I have a method by which I can remove these weaknesses from each of these grahas, at least I will develop the strength to overcome this avidya permanently. Is overcoming of ignorance the solution to having knowledge? Simply because somebody stopped taking drugs does not mean that he now understands nuclear physics. Can we say that? He does not. It is a very simple analogy. It is not very tough to understand that. So, avidya is a negative term. Not knowing something is called avidya. Or knowing and unable to do anything about it is called avidya. And when you wish to acquire more knowledge, say I want to know about nuclear physics, say I want to learn about how the share market in Bombay is working. Why do I want to know about how the share market in Bombay working? Not because I want to make money, I am a holy fellow, because my friend will make little money. Right? And I have a little bit of it, just 10% in case. Is that rajas or not?
Yes.
Rajas is leading to aparavidya. Rajas leads to aparavidya, just as tamas causes avidya. The guna tamas. Tamas guna. Tamas causes avidya. Avidya has two types. One is blissful and the other one is weakness, right? Real ignorance. Then we have Rajas. Rajas called as Apara Vidya. Apara Vidya. This is also Vidya. And then from Sattva, we have Paravidya. Paravidya is spiritual knowledge, or that which leads to the truth, seeking the truth, understanding the truth in any form or manner. These, if I have one source, just one source, from where I can get this whole thing, that is called Mahavidya. I must have all three from one source. Means one book that will teach me avidya, how to overcome avidya. That will teach me about aparavidya, that will give me the viveka to differentiate between aparavidya and also teach me paravidya. Such a source is called a Mahavidya. Okay? Now, which are the real tamas grahas in the order? Okay. I will approach the problem in a different way. I'll go straight to the spiritual level. I don't want to waste time on this planet Earth. I want to go straight to the spiritual level, and I want to understand these Mahavidyas, and because frankly I do not like the people who ill-treat the mother. I have heard of people who have been killing animals in front of the mother and offering that to her. How foolish they are. People who are in avidya do such things.
The animal will get moksha.
Pardon?
I'm saying the animal will get moksha.
Yes.
If you cut the animal and...
Is that animal not a child of the mother? For a moment you did not hesitate to think about that? You think animal is not a child? Animal is also a child of the mother. So people who indulge in such things are punished very severely. Because that animal is as much a child as you are. So the mother has to be fair to all children. Okay, now, there are 7 lokas, right? Let us go to the spiritual worlds. There are 7 lokas. Which are the 7 lokas? At the bottom we have Bhuloka. Bhu or Earth Loka. Which is ruled by whom? Mars. Why is this ruled by Mars? You know. Okay. Then we have Bhuvaloka, which is ruled by? Sun. Does everybody know why Sun? Go in the order of the weekdays in the one gap. Horas, the order of the Horas in the reversed. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? Yeah. So leave the thing in between. So isko agar Tuesday hai, if this is Tuesday, leave a gap in between and go up. Sunday. So this is ruled by Sun. Then Swargaloka. Yes, you leave Saturn over here, you get Venus. Now I put what is known as transition phase. What I call the life-death transition. This is the transition phase. These 3 are physical level lokas. In the Bhuloka, human beings and so many creatures live. In Bhuvaloka, the planets exist. And in the Swargaloka, in the outer space, there is so much stars and all that and so many lives. This is all existing in the physical plane. Now we have 4 spiritual planes over here. We have Mahaloka, we have Janaloka, we have Tapasloka, and we have Satyaloka. Same way, after Venus, Jupiter is the gap, then Mercury. Then you have a gap over here and Moon. Then you have a gap at Saturn. Then you have Jupiter. Now, so where do I put the remaining 3? What else is left? Rahu, Ketu and Lagna, right? So I put the remaining 3 over here. Lagna, Rahu, Ketu. Am I being understood? Because of the effect of Rahu on us. What is causing the effect? Why do I say effect of Rahu on us? We have taken birth, no? Since we have taken birth, we are under an illusion. Because of the effect of the illusion, these three have to be reversed. When I reverse this, what happens? I get Mars over here, I get Sun in the middle, I get Venus in the bottom. Am I clear on this? Then I have some Rahu Ketu Lagna combination. This is a very different concept, I am not going into this now. And on the top, what happens, let us say, in this life I want moksha. If in this life I want moksha, I have to reverse these two also. Because I am alive, I am not dead. Physically, I am alive. I have not yet died. So if I am alive still, but still have to play a death role, that means I have to die and get moksha, I have to reverse these two. That is the goal finally. Because ultimately all sins must go. Then I put Jupiter, then I put Moon, then I put Mercury, and then I have Lagna Rahu Ketu in whatever order. And then this way. This is the order of the Dasa Mahavidya. Can you open the page?
We should not turn on the light. Can't see. Oh, you want this order? Names?
No. Further up,
Right,
further up,
it's
further
too small. You have to increase it.
Sure.
up. Which one?
The script.
Oh, the paper is very expensive in India.
I need to have a.
Okay, the idea is you got to understand Saturn, Mahakali. Okay, you can at least open the. Here's the order of the Mahavidya. You can see the order of the Mahavidya starts for Dakshina Kali, Saturn. Then after that we have Jupiter, Tara. After that for the moon we have Bhuvaneshwari.
Sundari.
No.
Order is.
The order is reversed again.
Bhuvaneshwari.
It should be Tripura over here again.
Mercury first.
Yeah. Tripura Sundari, that is the order in which a sadhana is done. That is provided you want to become like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, you should note that very carefully. Now, you are not interested in that, are you? Be honest with me at least. You are not interested in that? Right. You want to get out of your limited problems. If tomorrow somebody comes to you and says, my son is having a drug problem, you should be able to take him out of that. That is what you want, right? Then you need Shakti or Shakta. And you need to handle Saturn, Rahu. Rahu's Devi is Chinnamasta. Ketu, Dhumavati. The body is getting destroyed, Dhumavati. Lagna, his intelligence has gone for a 6, Bhairavi. You need these Shaktis. You want your child to study well, Tripura Sundari, Mercury. Somebody wants a guru. I've been searching for a guru. I went here, I went there, then this guru raped me, and then I went there, that happened, this happened. All sorts of things go on. Jupiter, Tara. You worship Tara, you will find the right guru. Do you get my point? The idea is to remove the negativities of the planet. All the weaknesses associated with the planet are weaknesses because of your not understanding the graha. Once you understand fully, you do not have a problem. So when the grahas are weak, they are debilitated, you need to worship the Devi. You don't agree with me? Let us see the chart of Thakur. How to find out that somebody is going to worship the Devi and find the results? Because we all have different paths, If in a chart, planets are debilitated, weak, so-called weak, then such a person has to be strict with himself. He has to be very strict with himself. to become perfect. It is more difficult to do sadhana with debilitated planets. With exalted planets, it is easy. Now look at Thakur's chart. Let us see the planets one by one. Right? These are the planets which we see. Saturn. How is Saturn placed? Great. Yes. Waited for Jupiter to Saturn to be exalted. When I dived, it went round. Exalted and retrograde. What is the meaning of exalted and retrograde? That means it is in real life, in the physical life, it is poverty. Guaranteed poverty. Retrograde Saturn is poverty. Horoscope of Sri Ram. Bhagwan Sri Ram had retrograde Saturn. His Saturn Dasha came, 2 pieces of cloth, bow and arrow, he went to the jungle in poverty. He had to climb trees and get. Right? Saturn retrograde in exaltation, poverty. Does it sound clear? Right. So these your enemies will be poor. Your friends will be rich. Bratri Karaka. Your poor gurus. You must really look after the gurus.
Very much.
Where? I don't remember. Okay. Yes, you do. Okay. Let us go. Saturn retrograde. Poverty. Am I clear on that? It is weak as far as physical world is concerned. But when it comes to ideals, the highest ideals, exalted, there is a difference between planet being debilitated and exalted retrograde. Exalted retrograde means the physical world is debilitated. But its exaltation or its uccha, vichara, the thoughts, Lagna Lord is your vichara, your thoughts. How good is your thought? How high is your thought? Is it pure? How just are you? That will come from Lagna Lord. If the Lagna Lord is exalted, your thought is very high. If the Lagna Lord is Saturn in exaltation, you are very just, very fair. You have the highest thoughts when it comes to tapasya because Saturn rules tapasya. So, does that Saturn, now see Saturn is giving him Devi Bhakti. Is Saturn going to take him towards the mother or not? Confirmed. Exalted retrograde. Is there a doubt? Please ask me. Just like exaltation. That's Vishnu Marga. Okay? Right. Now let's see the next one. Now let us see. How about Rahu? Is Rahu well placed?
Exalted.
And? Is it not retrograde? Right. I wanted to hear this. I've always been wondering about Rahu and Ketu. It's exalted. Is it retrograde or direct? You think about it, huh? Okay, think about it. Think about it. I'm in no hurry. You can think about it. You see, you need to think about certain things. I gave a rule, so you need to think. Good point. How about the moon? Is it well placed in Aquarius? Is it? What is the general reading about moon in Aquarius?
Sad.
Very cold.
It's a sad moon.
No, I mean in Saturn's.
So it's not sad. How come it's not sad?
Aloof.
Aloof moon. Yeah.
Moon going to Rahu house. Rahu would
Yes. It's a weak moon.
weak moon.
I want to hear weak, strong, how it is general this thing. Because I have to take a quick decision. See, if he had come to you to ask you which of the 3 paths I will choose, which I have to choose, what will you tell? Let me think about it, I'm not yet sure.
Eighth Lord in
You
the
come in
Lagna.
next birth. Pardon?
Eighth Lord in the Lagna.
What else? Mercury, is it strong or weak? It has Digbala in Lagna. What else? Okay, how about Venus? Please show the Navamsha also, lest they make mistakes. So you see, Venus is exalted in Rashi, debilitated in Navamsha. Exalted means very high views, very high values. Debilitated Navamsha, no wealth, nothing. He doesn't want wealth. To stay away from all Shukra luxuries. How about Mars? Exalted in Rashi, debilitated. You see, all the planets are showing the path of Shakti, the Devi. Am I clear? Excepting maybe Mercury, which is showing Krishna Bhakti, a little bit of Krishna Bhakti.
Then it is the eighth lord too.
Huh.
That
That is?
the hidden knowledge, which is the Shakti.
Why Vishnu does not have any hidden knowledge?
No, of course, but generally when we talk of the hidden part, the Lord is the Shakti. Because
I
it's the
never
Maya
talk-
opening.
I never taught anywhere.
But Mercury is also mantra house. That's the mantra Shakti.
Okay. Are we able to get this part? That the debilitated planets, weak planets, afflicted planets will surely show the path of the mother. He was a great worshipper of the mother. Right? Clear hua nahi hua? So at least you know that when you see in a horoscope a planet which is extremely debilitated, extremely weak, doing Rajbhang Nicha Yoga, severely afflicted, sometimes you may need to choose Shakti. You must recommend Shakti at that point of time to make the person strong, to come out of the problems. Right? Now, Shakti doesn't necessarily mean the Dasa Mahavidya. Shakti can mean any of the Shaktis. It is for you to study, and the extent to which you understand the Devi, accordingly you should recommend. If you can understand every Rupa of Lalita Sahasranam, recommend. I cannot. I am not that intelligent. I follow this and I follow the dictum. Show the dictum. I go by Shastra. If I have a dictum, I will follow it. Otherwise, I am very careful in these matters. How did I say Saturn is for Kali? If Saturn is, now see, if Saturn is bad or afflicted or weak, then I have to worship Kali. So what is Kali doing? Kali is giving Saturn a slap. Why did you beat my son? One slap. Don't look at my son. You see the point? Kali is not Saturn. Kali is blocking Saturn. Kali is removing the evil of Saturn. If you see the dhyana of Kali in the Mantra Mahodadi, it says she has the light of 1,000 suns. If the sun you see one is so bright, imagine if 1,000 suns were glowing. That is Kali. Try to understand what I am trying to say. It is not Saturn. She removes the evil of Saturn. For example, you see Chinnamasta. Chinnamasta is Rahu. People say, Rahu, to remove the thing of Rahu, worship Chinnamasta. So people say, oh, Chinnamasta is Rahu. Chinnamasta is not Rahu. Chinnamasta means her head has been cut. She is not having head. If she is not having head, Rahu cannot catch. How does Rahu catch you? Rahu catches your head. Rahu does not catch the body. Ketu catches the body. So Chinnamasta does not have head. When you worship Chinnamasta, Rahu cannot catch your head. Because to catch you, Rahu has to come through the moon. Moon is mother. So he blocks. So mother takes the form of Chinnamasta and Rahu is looking for the head. There is no head. How he will catch? So you escape. You are protected. What about Dhumavati for Ketu? Ketu does not have any head. He catches the body. When Ketu is in Lagna, he destroys the body. He is very bad for the body. People suffer physically for reasons they can't understand. Dasantar dashas will not work. What will you do? Ketu is blindly looking and stabbing at your Lagna. At that point of time, you worship Dhumavati. What Dhumavati will do? She is of the form of a body which has been destroyed. So when the Graha comes to catch, he looks for the body. Through the manas, he will look for the body. There is no body. What he will catch? Dhum, dhum, dhumavati, tha, tha. That means there is no body. कैसे पकड़ लोगे आप? समझ में आया? दस महाविद्या. I am explaining the gist of the Dasa Mahavidya. The Dasa Mahavidya are the mothers of these grahas. Kali is the mother of Shani. If Shani misbehaves, you complain to Kali. Look, your son is doing this to me. My son behaved like that? Slacker. Do you get my point? These cry before the mother. She will give you. You have to win her heart. Like any mother, don't try to bribe her. It will not work. Don't try to deal with mother like that. You know, just think of your childhood. Whenever you want to talk to the mother, think of your childhood. What are the things you did to deal with your own mother? Deal with her like that. And you will get your answers. Am I clear? So in a nutshell, I have given the Dasa Mahavidya and I have explained some of them to clarify. People say Bagala Mukhi is for Mars. No, Bagala Mukhi will remove the evil of Mars. If you cannot be a Vaishnava if you have not worshipped Bagala Mukhi. I am making this prediction. In Kali Yuga, you cannot be a pure Vaishnava if you have not worshipped Bagala Mukhi. Why? Because you will be fighting all the time. If you are going to be fighting all the time in this Kali Yuga, you cannot be a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava has no right to fight. He has no right to bear arms. Especially a Vaishnava Brahmana has no right to bear arms. He believes that God is everywhere. If God is in you and God is in me, how can I hit you? I am hitting God. If Jagannath is in your heart, I cannot touch you. I must respect you like you are Jagannath. If that be so, who gave me the right to hit you? Who gave me the right to be violent with you? You can hit me. That is my karma. My karma is going when you hit me. But I cannot hit you. If that be so, then I am a true Vaishnava. And how can I be a true Vaishnava if I cannot get over this evil of Mars? And how do I get over the evil of Mars? If there is no Devi who will give me that strength that when the world picks up guns to shoot me, I must stand straight. Like Angulimala. Have you heard the story of Angulimala? He stood like a rock when they threw stones and kept on saying his mantra calmly without cursing the people who were throwing stones. He died because of stoning. That is Bagalamukhi. She gives you the strength to stand with your head up. Am I being understood? That is Hanumanji's mother. Now you are able to understand who she is. Anjaneya. So when somebody told me Bagalamukhi is Narad Muni taught. Who taught us about her? Narad Muni taught us. Okay? So I will end the Dasa Mahavidya here and I will quickly go into the Dasa Avatar, which I will have to do in the next. How much time do I have? Yes.
1 hour.
Sanjay ji, can you give the references to the mantras to be chanted for Dasa Mahavidya? You have very carefully avoided that.
Looks like the group is planning and asking questions. See, the mantras, you must understand, I am not qualified to give those mantras.
Take that up.
I can, as you see in my book, some are published. You can see from my writing in my book, Vedic Remedies, that I do have some knowledge. I can, especially the Bagalamukhi, the way I have crystal clearly shown the difference in the two types of mantras. There are many more mantras. But I am not qualified. Hope you appreciate it. Okay. Now, yes, somebody else had some question. Vila, you had a question.
I had the exact same question. I might just rephrase it a little bit in terms of, can you give us a simple, practical way that we might be able to approach this?
Thank you for that. That's a totally different question. It's a totally different way. I know the answer to that. In Kali Yuga, in this Yuga, you are very fortunate to be born in this Yuga because you don't have to do big mantras to get out of problems. You simply have to repeat the names of the mother. The names are very simple. The names are the exact names as given in the shloka. You just have to repeat the names like japa. Or just meditate on those names. You know, when you meditate, you keep repeating. Just take the names and do it. Now, for example, for Mars, for Saturn, though there are various forms, the correct name to say is Dakshina Kali. There is Bhadra Kali, Maha Kali, Sweta Kali. There are so many forms of Kali. The pen can have many colors. The pen can have many colors. Did you know that? Kali is the pen. Okay. So she can have many colors, but Dakshina Kali is the giver of pure transcendental knowledge. That is the name which is very nice. The 22. It has something to do with 22 steps, and there are 22 steps in the Jagannath temple. Your legs will be strong. Saturn, you see, Saturn will not catch your legs. Your legs will be strong to walk those 22 steps of the Jagannath temple. What that means, understand. Okay. Matangi. Matanga means elephant. Well, sir, you asked me a question about the sun and Jupiter? Yes. Matangi means elephant for the sun. She elephant. She who has the strength of a female elephant, a she elephant. The memory. You know, the elephant remembers everything. Matangi. She is most faithful. They will give their lives for that once they want to protect. Matangi is for Divakara, the sun. Bhuvaneshwari for Chandra. Bhuvaneshwari for Chandra. Bagala Devi. See the word I have used, name I have used. Bagala Devi, not Bagala Mukhi. I have used the name Bagala Devi for Mars. Tripura Sundari, Parasundari or Tripura Sundari, the most beautiful in the three worlds. Tripura Sundari for Buddha or Mercury. Anybody having Mercury Dasha having problems? Anybody having speech problems? Tripura Jai Rajeshwari, Shri Rajeshwari, Raja Rajeshwari Pahimam. Tripura Sundari, Tripura Sundari, Tripura Sundari Rakshama. Whose mantra was this? Our late Dr. Vivekananda. Okay?
Just a quick question. Should we use Parasundari or
Tripura Sundari.
Tripura Sundari.
Tripura Sundari. That is just have taken from that. Tripura Sundari. Tara. I am not using the word Ugra Tara. I am using Tara. Please be careful of what I am saying. You asked for the words, I am giving you the correct name. Ugra Tara is different from Sweta Tara, from Nila Tara, from Tara.
At times Tarini is used.
Tarini is different. Bhavatarini is different. Bhavatarini is the name of Kali. So don't get into all that. Bhadra Kali is the name of Tara. So don't get confused. The correct names which I am telling you. Somebody is marching. Who was that? Tara bolte hi music blew up. क्या बात है? I think 26 January की music चलने लगा. Tara नहीं, you know, when you march, you will march across. Taran कर देगी वो.
Which is the tantra that shloka is from?
I don't remember now. So I'll tell you. I don't remember. So Chinnamasta for Rahu and Dhumavati for Ketu. For Lagna it is Bhairavi. Okay? Kamala for Venus. Kamalatmika. Kamalatmika. Who is like the blooming lotus. Kamalatmika is for Venus. How many, as a small example I will give you, as a test case. People from Serbia did not know anything about these Devis and Mahavidyas. They knew nothing. When I went to Serbia, everybody has relationship problems. Everybody. You scratch a soul on the road, you have a relationship problem. So I told some of them at least, okay, some of you must start Kamalat. How else will you get out of the Shukra problems? You have to come out of it. Some of them have done. And I am pretty happy to tell you that they have got very good results. They don't know much. Their heart is clean. That is important. Their heart is clean. They have little faith. They have done one simple mantra. Sir, Bani, give them a nice mantra. Lady, if the mantra is given by a lady, it will work like magic. That is the important condition in this. What to do? Somewhere Bhagwan always closes my doors.
What about a lady who's not happy
What about a
in
lady?
her own relationship?
So you find another lady who will give you the mantra?
Just thought I should clarify.
So, I mean, yeah, that's a good question, but I mean, yeah, that's a practical question, yes. Shall we now quickly move into the Dasa Avatara?
Yes.
Nirachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Pray to Jagannath so that I do not make mistakes in this. Can we open? Actually, you don't need to open, but maybe you can open it. Dasa Avatar. Firstly, why do we need 10 avatars when Bhagwan is one? Why? Why do we need? We need because of our own Rajas Guna. We have Rajas. He does not have Rajas. Let us be clear about this. Rajas is there in me, so I need 10 avatars. Otherwise, there is no need. There is only one. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Why do I need 10 gods? Because of Rajas in me, my stage of evolution is different. So Bhagavan has to help me, God has to help me in different ways. How does God help me? One, He has to help me to take birth in this planet. Because Vishnu is the sustainer. He has to help me. Anybody else may tell, no, I don't have time, I cannot give appointment. Vishnu cannot tell that to me. He has to give me appointment. Right? He cannot. He is Taranhar. He has to help me. So, if Bhagavan Vishnu has to give me food every day, he has to sustain me. How will he do so? It will depend upon what is my size, no? If a little baby, you give him a tandoori chicken to eat, the baby will die because of that. Don't you agree? The food will depend upon your age. A newborn baby needs milk, does not need cooked food. So, depending upon your stage of physical and mental evolution, you need Bhagavan in different forms to feed you. He has to sustain you. He is the sustainer. Because He alone is Sattva Guna. You are not. The problem is not with Him, the problem is with you. You are a baby. You will say, no, I cannot eat that, I need mama's milk. Why? Who asked you to become a baby? Because your karma was pending. Why was your karma pending? You did not do your mantras in the previous karma. See, problem is with you all the time. It is never with Him. You have to take birth. How did you take birth? Why did you not die in your mother's stomach? Have you ever asked? How many children have died in their mother's stomachs? How many of the ladies in this room or outside have aborted children? What helped you to take birth? What gave you some force, some protective force, protected you like that throughout the pregnancy and delivered you in this world? What is that for? From another world, see this, from another world to this world, physical world, He brought you. Did He or did He not bring you? When He did so, He reversed. He had to reverse something. He Himself had to reverse. Inside you, He Himself had to reverse. So when He reversed, then only it can come. And that reversal is called Rahu. He had to reverse something to bring you into this world. That reversal is called Rahu. Can you open the Dasa Mahavidya picture?
Mahavidya.
Das Mahavidya. In that is Rahu. And the one who delivers you in this world is called Shri Varaha.
Picture.
Shri Varaha. Just go down, you will find that picture, that picture of a Shivalinga over there.
Oh, that's up.
Or that's the Shivalinga at Arunachalam.
No, the other.
Am I right about it?
Yes.
Yes. This is the one. Here, this is called the Lingodhava Murti. This shows the delivery. The Murti is of the shape of a yoni. This linga is a very rare Shiva linga which shows the delivery. How the soul is delivered. This is the linga in Arunachalam. Here you can see the Atma, that is the individual, is protected by Vishnu. Bhagavan Vishnu has to go upside down. Vishnu is supposed to be on the top, he has come to the bottom. Why has he come to the bottom? Why has Brahma and Vishnu reversed positions? Because of your birth. For birth to occur, Vishnu had to come down, and Brahma went up, Karma went up. So you can see him reversed again over here, and the delivery taking place. Vishnu as Varaha. This Varaha is worshipped for smooth pregnancy and delivery. Very safe delivery. What does the Purana say? The Purana says there was a whole world full of water. Where is the world full of water? In the mother's stomach. And from that world full of water, he took you into air. You were breathing water, now you will breathe air. Who did that? Varahamurti did that. So he brought you delivery. Are you able to understand? So at that time, the one who gave you food and protected you, two primary functions, giving you food and protecting you all the time. Second house, ninth house. What are the other two significations? Fifth house, 12th house. Jupiter is the significant of which houses? 2, 5, and 11. Right? So 2 and 11 have to do about giving food ultimately. You gain. You gain for what purpose? For eating ultimately. No matter how much money you put in the bank, you can only eat as much as you're supposed to eat. The rest is all going to the 12th house. Not now, after your death it will go. Okay, I'm very clear on it. 5th house, 9th house. That's all for protection. Okay? Mantra bhava. Why are you doing mantras? For protection. So Vishnu is ultimately going to protect you through this delivery. So that was Varahamurti. Remember, Rahu and Ketu are called border planets. In Jyotish, you call Rahu and Ketu border planet, no? So border planet means what? Rahu brings you into this world. Rahu brings you into this world. Ketu takes you away from this world. So we are going to talk about Bhagavan Vishnu and how he is going to help you cross over this world. Okay? I will do this in a beautiful story of the life of a human being. This human being committed sins. Brahma decided that he has to be born because of his sins. So he went through the delivery process, and when he was going to be born, the human being cried out, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Why? Garbhavasam Mahadukha Trahi Mam Madhusudana. Means, I am going in the stomach of my mother. This Vasa is full of sorrow and pain. It's full of pain. Any moment I can die. It is such a delicate situation. Trahimam, please protect me, O Madhusudana. Please protect me. When you cried like that, he came and protected you. He took the Varahamurti form and came to protect you. That was his Akash Tattva. The Akash Tattva, which protects you at that point of time, is Vishnu. See what I taught yesterday? And now, at what level we are talking about that. Now, after you are born, what is the next? You are a baby. You can't grow up immediately. You have to be baby for at least 1 age. Right? So, at that point of time, you need mother's milk. And you have to be protected from all kinds of diseases because you have just come out from the world of water into the world of air. All kinds. Do you know what is the post-infantile death rate in America? One of the most civilized society, the most civilized society in the world. About 20%? 15 to 20%? How much is it? India, I don't even want to look. Forget it. Shameful.
It's high. It's one of the highest for the quote unquote,
Yeah.
It's not that 5, maybe
whatever. Yeah. It's quite terrible when you see those figures. Okay? I was in government, so I do know about these things a little bit. It is really tragic. All this Bakasura, all this, when you read the life of Krishna, baby Krishna was attacked by all those demons. You are like that. All those demons will attack you. Terrible diseases. You need vaccines. You need all kinds of protection. Diseases you don't even know about will attack you. Who protected you through that? There was only one, the protector of babies, Krishna. Without fail, he is duty bound to protect you. You don't even have to say the mantra. You don't have to say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, because you cannot say it. You can only say Ma. What can you say? You cannot say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. But yet he is duty bound. He is so loving. He protected you at that time. Why did he protect you? Because he had to give you an opportunity to do your karmas. Right? And then you grew up, you finished your 1 year. You grew up into what is known as a naughty boy. And you wanted to know, what is this glass? This glass breaks, let me throw it and see. Tuck, it broke. Throw that and see, tuck, it broke. We call it the, what? What force are they called? The age 2 to 4 is perhaps the most turbulent period of any child's life.
Mother's life.
No, mother is enjoying life with the child, she's playing around. So 2 to 4 is the most turbulent phase. At that point of time, which is the planet which controls? Mars. Naisargika Dasha. What am I talking about? I am talking about Naisargika Dasha. 2 to 4 is the years of Mars. At this point of time, you have to be strict. Whatever is taught to the child, mark my words, whatever is taught to the child at this age of 2 to 4 is what shall be the foundation of his strength or his weakness. This is such a tender age. It is Mars. Mars, you see what is Mars? Army discipline. The army rules will go inside his head at that age.
From mother, is it?
Whether from mother or from father or from brother, from whoever he will learn at that age 2 to 4, that will become the army discipline in his mind. It is a very tender age. At that point of time, who protects the child? When he threw the glass and the glass did not come and cut his legs, when he fell down from the roof, when he climbed the tree and he fell down, when he jumped, tried to get all those accidents, this, that, who helps? Narasimhadeva. Narasimhadeva. Bhagwan took the form of Ugra Narasimhadeva, protecting him and ensuring that he ate, because he had to grow fast also. He had to grow strong. 2 to 4. Rapid growth age. Okay? What is the most important thing that is formed at this point of time? Toilet habits. So now we have finished Moon and we have finished Mars. The duty of the mother is over. Why? Because Moon and Mars are Sthira Matrikaraka. Okay? Now we come to the age of Mercury. Now it is nobody's responsibility. Because Mercury's uncles and aunts and relatives and family, this is the time from the age of 4 to 12 he will play, always in the playground. For him at that point of time, his friends are very important, his everything, it's all Mercury. Now Mercury is a very fluid stage. It is called Buddha. Buddha is all about learning. Whatever he learns at this time, he will learn how to judge. His vivek will grow up. Before this, he did not have any judgment. This is not good, so this is not good. This is good, Mama said this is good, so this is good. Mama said this is bad, so this is bad. Don't eat ice cream in this school. Mama said I should not eat ice cream in this school. See that? That's 2 to 4. But 4 to 12, Mama said don't eat ice cream in the pool. Mama is not here, I will eat ice cream. Mercury. You see that? 4 to 12, Buddha, his viveka will come. At this point of time, do not Vishnu is no longer Narasimha, he is Buddha. You need great compassion. Very great compassion. You should not be violent at all. If you are violent with the child at this age, you will see the violence come back to you when he becomes old. No violence at all between 4 to 12. Buddha. Then after that, 12 to 32. Venus is the Sthira Karaka. Is Pitri Karaka. The responsibility comes to father. My son has to get married. This loafer is roaming around all the time. How will we get him married?
Which age? Sorry, from the last one.
12 to 32.
From the last one, what,
4 to 12.
what
4 to
age
12.
does it come back?
4 to 12.
Violent.
4 to 12. 12 he comes back.
Yeah.
12 he comes back.
What, he comes back and be violent? When does he come back and be violent?
12 he comes back. Naisargika Dasha, Sri. You don't know Naisargika Dasha?
No. You said.
You must learn Naisargika
At that
Dasha.
age, I know what you said, because you said at that age, if you're violent to the child, then later on in life, he's going to come back and be violent.
Yes, yes. That's the Mercury Venus age. Oh, when he will come back.
Yes.
Okay. Did you get her question?
Yes.
Shui was asking that if you are going to be violent with the child at that age, when will he come back? Very nice question. When Mercury is exalted, who is debilitated? Venus. So when Venus will get exalted, who will become debilitated? Mercury. So what you did in Mercury's years, you will get back in Venus' years. If from 4 to 12 you are thrashing your child, from 12 to 32 your child will thrash you. It is very simple. Very simple. Very nice question, Sui. Very nice question. Naisargika Dasha is very important to understand our own natural physical growth. And I am explaining this to you because it is, like this you can go through the various avatars. It's there in my paper. Why am I explaining this to you? You must understand that this is only physical growth. Finally, one day you will, you come to the age of the sun, where you are the head of the family. And then finally you have to leave that one day. At the age of 70 to 120, you have to think about your past karmas and burn your past karma. Like a tortoise, you have become slow. Kurma avatar, you have become slow. So Bhagavan has to also become Kurma avatar to be slow with you. That is 50 to 70. You have to do all your mantras. You have to think of Shiva. Oh Shiva, all my sins. Please drink my poison quickly. Whose poison? Where did the poison come from? Your own karmas. All those karmas will come back to you at that age. Every one of them, every dushkarma will come back to you. Pray that Shiva is kind enough to drink it. 50 to 70. Okay? Not a single karma can escape. Not a single one. So after you die, what will happen then? Again we have this Rahu Ketu axis. Ketu will take you, put you on a boat. The Ketu will come. Ketu is like like the bus, government bus. Like the Ketu is like a, Vishnu Bhagwan has got a bus system. It is called the fish bus. Now that fish bus has got limited seating capacity, only 7 at a time. The rest of them will either have to cling on to the bus or hang on. The condition, you have to carry a ticket. Otherwise you can't get into the bus. What is the ticket required? You have to carry Vedas. The Veda is the ticket for you. You don't have the ticket, you can't get into the bus. If you got the ticket, he will put you on the bus and that is the end of the story. If you did not, yes, Lagna comes back. You pass through your suffering, go to your narkas, boil in the pots, come back for birth. 32 and 50, actually there is a dasha called the Naisargika Dasha, madam. Learn it. You will easily understand it. It's Jupiter. Jupiter. Vamana Deva. That is the age where, like the great Vamana Deva, you want to conquer the world. I am the boss of the world. 32 to 50. Suddenly at 50 my legs are broken. See, this is the problem with the world. What is spiritual evolution? The spiritual dasha is not Naisargika. Naisargika dasha is your physical dasha. Spiritual dashas are different. Spiritual dasha, Varaha Murti is spiritual birth. Varaha Murti is the spiritual birth. Unless you pass through a phase of Rahu, you will not think of God. You have to be beaten. It is a necessary condition for you to think of God. Because if Rahu does not come into your life, you will not think of God. See, I was now talking physical life, now I am talking of spiritual life. After passing through this, then there are these various stages of spiritual evolution. That is a nice area of research which you can do. Now what we will do is, we can close this, we will see Dharma Devata. In Jyotish, the most important thing we have realized now is the person should be able to catch that boat. You agree with me or not? You want to help him to buy a ticket. Somehow. Buy it. Even if you have to bribe, do it. Buy that ticket.
The ticket must be very thick or big.
Okay. Do you get my point? You need a ticket for that boat. Right. So, that boat ride is in the 12th house. Long journey. It's a very long journey, 12th house. And the Chandrakala Nadi uses a beautiful technical term for that. In Jyotish, there is a beautiful technical term. It is called Jivana Muktamsa. Right? Beautiful technical term. Jivana Muktamsa. You are free. Mukta means free. The word used is mukta, to be free. It's not mokshamsa. It is not mokshamsa. Moksha is not guaranteed. You are free from immediate rebirth. But that doesn't mean that you have got moksha. Maybe you will go to Satya Loka, spend some days with Brahma, teach him a little bit of calculus and come back. Who knows? I don't know. But I can tell you this much. Based upon the Chandrakala Nadi and the Jaimini Sutras, two factors come into account. One, planets conjoining the... Firstly, the boat is there, right? That is the Vedas. Who is pulling the boat? Ketu, no? So which is the most important planet over here? Ketu, right? So don't we have to see which planets conjoin Ketu? We have to know. Right. So please see whether planets are conjoining or aspecting Ketu or not. Where do we see this? We see this in the Navamsha chart. Because you are not going to get moksha in this physical body. Let's be clear about it. This physical body or the Rashi chart is Jivana. We are talking of Jivana Mukta. Are we talking of freedom from body or we are talking of freedom to soul? Freedom to soul? How can from where will freedom to soul come? Which planet is representing soul in your chart? Your soul. The Atma Karaka planet. So you have to see the Atma Karaka planet in the Navamsha. That sign occupied by the Atma Karaka planet in the Navamsha is called Karak Amsha. The sign when taken back to the Rashi chart is called Karak Amshaka. Be clear about the words. Karak Amsha and Karak Amshaka are different. Right? So Karak Amsha, after seeing Karak Amsha, you have to see the 12th sign from Karak Amsha. Number 1, is there a relationship of Ketu? Does Ketu have any sambandha, any relationship with the 12th house or the 12th lord? Or does Ketu aspect? Ketu cannot aspect because he is headless. Rashi Drishti. I do not believe in Ketu's Graha Drishti. If you think Ketu has Graha Drishti, you are great. Yes, why not? You don't need a head to look. You can see from your stomach also. Yes, because if the stomach is in front, I am walking in this direction. Really, I thought a lot about it. Maybe you need to think. Okay. So now we need to look at that house and take a decision now. First, remember A, B and C yesterday? What was A? Planets in the house. What was B? Lord of the house. And what is C? Karaka, Ketu. 3 things. Who is the Lord of the house? It will be different for different people. Who is the, planet in the house? Different. Lord of the house? Different. Karaka? Fixed. Who? I just not talked Ketu. Not 12th house for body, boss. 12th house for Atma.
Okay.
The Karakas from Atma is different. The Atma is not having disease. Did you give your Atma polio vaccine? No? Okay. So anyway, we are seeing the 12th house to determine moksha. Now which is the 12th house of the natural zodiac? Pisces. When we talk of Pisces, what tattva are we talking about? Who is the lord of the sign? What tattva are we talking about? Jupiter, Guru, right? You said Guru, right? Tattva is Akash. Who is the ultimate lord of Akash tattva? Who is the Devata? Vishnu. So it has to be a Vishnu form. It has to be a form of Vishnu. Really? Now when I talked to my father one day, I told him, Dad, when you go to Jagannath temple, why do you say Om Namah Shivaya? I see Shiva over there. But then grandfather must have told you, if you do like this, how will you get moksha? So he told me I will get moksha if I do that. If I can see Shiva everywhere, I will get moksha, he told me. I said, I'm in a mess. My grandfather taught me something, and my Gurudev taught me something, and here my father is telling me something else. Where am I wrong? Can anybody correct me?
For you, in your dad's chart, it was from something else, and your chart begins with.
That is the typical story I used to hear in Jyotish till I came into the picture in 1998. Now no more. If there is a rule, it has to apply in all charts. Those stories will not go on. Your chart is calling. Your chart is hearing. I don't want all that. No. There cannot be, if a rule I am making, it has to apply in all charts. I cannot have a different rule. Yeah, Mr.
You said he should be able to see Shiva everywhere?
Yeah.
That being able to see Shiva everywhere is the Akash Tattva itself.
That's right. That is Vishnu. What do you understand by the word Vishnu? Vishnu is Sarva Vyapakesha. What is the meaning of the Sarva Vyapakesha? He who is everywhere. If I think that this glass is God, no? I have to think, I have to believe that this glass is God. Then I must be able to see this glass in your heart, in his heart, in his heart, and in his heart, in this light, in that tree, in that thing, everywhere I must see this glass only. If I do that, moksha is sure. Am I being understood? That is the meaning of Vishnu, Sarva Vyapakesha. Because in my father's chart, his Karakamsha is Virgo. If Virgo is the Karakamsha, which is the 12th house? Leo. Leo does not have any planets. So I have to take the Lord. Who is the Lord? Sun. What does Sun indicate? Can indicate Shiva, it can indicate Ram. But in his case, the Sun was indicating Shiva. But it did. Because he likes Shiva more. There is other reasons also. Have you forgotten the yesterday's class? The natural tendency of the sun is to look at Shiva. Every graha has a natural tendency. The pratyadi devata. If there is a planet in the 12th house or there is a lord of the 12th house, the condition, you mean to say somebody who is worshipping Jesus Christ will not get moksha? No? Why not?
No, I don't have no.
Yeah. Why not? That means you have not understood what is being taught. The essence of the teaching today is not the form of God. A stage must come when the God has to become formless. There is no form. If God is in you, and God is in me, and God is in everybody, that means He doesn't have a form. Can He have a form? Tell me. If He is in your heart and mine, is His form same as you and me? No, I'm fat. You are not that fat. Can He or can He not have a form? I ask a very simple question. Anybody wants to answer that? No.
A form is limited. When it is everywhere, there can't be a form. It is infinite.
Okay. So you say there can't be a form. I can counter that. Shall I counter it? Let us say God is an atom. An atom of air. The size of an atom of air. Is there air inside your chest? Right? There is air inside my chest. One atom is God. So God is in you, God is in me. Logically right?
Yes, logically it is right.
Logically, it is right. That is why we can worship anything.
So does God have a form or God doesn't have a form?
If you say
See, whatever you say, I will counter that.
the God does not have a form, but the form can be worshipped as God. Now you are mistaking the thing by saying the form is God. The form is not God.
How do you know that?
That is what you said, Avi.
Form is not God. When did I say? You are the one who said form is not God, so I countered it. If you say form is God, I will counter that. See, what I am trying to say is it is vivada. We can go on and on and on. It is endless. It is your belief system. It is a very individual belief system. If I have a Jupiterian view, you have a strong Jupiterian view, right? What is Jupiter's view? It has to be formless. That is Jupiter's view, Param Brahma. Jupiter's view is formless. Because Jupiter's is a very expanded view. He sees God in all this. He likes God as Nirankara Narayana, Sadashiva, formless. It is a question of your view. For me, God cannot be a small thing. That's big, it has to be. He has to be big. He cannot be one little atom in a chest or something hanging around like that. You do foo and God is gone. No, he cannot be God. Right? So he has to be Jagannath. See then the word, how does the word Jagannath sound? Big, right? Right. That is the attitude. Yeah.
Oh, are you going to, I'm not sure if I missed something, but you were talking about Ketu and the Navamsa chart.
Yes,
Back
yes.
to finish that train of thought.
Yes, Ketu, that's a very good point, Lakshmi. So, the planet in the 12th house or the Lord of the 12th house is basically Vishnu. When I was telling that it is Vishnu, people did not understand. They were arguing, no, the sun is not Ram over here, it is Shiva over here. Try to understand what I am trying to say. For me, the word Vishnu means Sarva Vyapakesha. Unless if you think that Ram is that one Ram statue which is there in your house, and that statue alone is going to give you moksha, and Ram is not outside that statue of yours, believe me, you will come back to worship that statue. Your attachment to the statue will make you take birth again. Do not get attached to statues. Get attached to Ram. Am I being understood? What happens to the statue if it breaks one day? What happens to all your attachment? Your bhakti is over. That is why in the Jagannath temple every 12 years we ensure that the statue is changed. You will not get attached to any old statue. You must be attached to Jagannath, not to the statue. Okay? Anyway, this is a way of thinking. The extent and depth to which a person will think and understand is seen from the 12th house. Many people don't understand. These concepts are very high. You have to think more about it. Just as we use the 12th house is spices, right? Water. And what is water? It is ruled by Jupiter, but it is a water sign. What is Jala? Bhakti, love. You see the difference? It is Akash. So the drishti has to be that of Vishnu, broad, everywhere. Not a small drishti. But it is Jala, means affection. You have to love him. You have to serve him. See, the mother loves a baby. How the mother serves the baby? How many of you have got bills from your mother? You haven't, right? That is bhakti. Same way, now look at the ninth house. Ninth house is Sagittarius. That's an Agni sign, a fire sign. That is different from Pisces. That is also Akash. That is also broad. But it is Agni, energy. Here we are talking of form. Here we are talking of achieving something in this life. Here we are talking of doing something with our life. Achieving the purpose of our birth. Impossible targets. You want to be the richest man in the world. It's an impossible target. You can be the richest man in the world. Nothing can stop you, provided your dharma devata is with you. If the ninth lord from your karaka, just same way, ABC method. Take the ninth lord from your karakamsha. Worship the ninth lord from your karakamsha. What your soul wants, you will get. In this planet, not after. After is not guaranteed. After will come only from Jivana Muktamsa, not from Dharmamsa. Right? Or what is that? Vijnanamsa. Vijnanamsa. What is the technical word? Vijnanamsa.
Correct.
The ninth from Karakamsha is called Vijnanamsa. Chandrakalanadi. Very nice terms they have given.
Is it strictly ninth lord or the planets?
The planet in the ninth house is first.
Okay.
The planet in the ninth house is first.
ABC.
ABC. First is planet in the ninth house. Then is the lord of the ninth house. And finally is the Karaka. Who is the Karaka here? Dharma Karaka? Jupiter. So Moksha Gati will be decided by planets conjoining Shukra. And means, let us say a person does not feel any love for his Ishta Devata. I don't feel any love. Whenever I go to that temple, I feel like I don't feel like entering. See the planets which are conjoining Ketu. From there, if you advise, worship, the person's bhakti will increase. Am I being understood? In my chart, Ketu is with Shukra. So whom should I worship? Mercury is in the 12th from my Karakamsha. Mercury means what? Vishnu at one level, Narayana at the basic. Let us understand the grahas. Forget the big things. Just the grahas. I am at a very low level, So, but I don't feel like going to Vishnu. I don't feel like going to Jagannath temple. Kya hai? Even if lunch is delayed, those fools, they cook till 3 o'clock. What I will go and do over there? So whom do I have to worship? Lakshmi. Right? Why? Because my Ketu is with Shukra. If I worship Lakshmi, my bhakti will increase. My bhakti will increase. The object of worship is the 12th from Karakamsha. But the way to worship is the one with Ketu. Because not only must I have the Veda in my hand, the boat also has to come.
And what if Ketu is low?
Pardon? Planets conjoining or aspecting Ketu in the Navamsha. If the sun is with Ketu, Surya Ketu Bhyam Shiva Bhakti. Jaimini Sutra. Chandra Ketu Bhyam Gauriyam Devika. Gaurika. Gauri se, Devi se.
So it should be a form of Devi.
Jaimini has given certain dictums. Those details we don't have time for. Jaimini Sutra. You know that.
And that is the way to develop bhakti for Shiva.
Also, Ketu Surya Bhyam Shiva Bhakti. So, for me, for example,
Yeah, you worship Mahalakshmi to increase devotion to
Jagannath. Jagannath. And Surya is anyway aspecting Ketu in my Navamsha. In my third house, I cannot pick up the pen without taking Shiva's name. Okay, anyway. I say Om Gurave Namah, pick up any of my books and see the first thing on top. Om Gurave Namah. Third house, I have got Surya in the Navamsha aspecting Ketu in my Navamsha Lagna. Before I pick up the pen, I worship Shiva. Om Gurave Namah. Ooh. Did I make a mistake? No. Om Gurave Namah is for Shiva, no? No?
No, it depends how you perceive Shiva.
How do you?
Because it's in the Padma Purana, it doesn't say Shiva.
Okay.
It depends how you perceive Guru.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
How do you perceive your Guru?
Well,
Vyasa
you
is
perceive-
your.
you perceive
Finally,
him as
ultimately,
Shiva.
tell me, Vyasa is Guru or not?
Direct descendant. He took Diksha from Narada Muni.
Yeah, I want to know whether Vyasa is a Guru for all the people reading or not. He is, no? Vyasa is said to be the perfect manifestation of Shiva. He is the Parameshti Guru. Neela Padma, sitting on the blue lotus.
There were 14 forms of him.
Yes.
14 forms of Vyasa.
Yeah.
Oh. We are talking of Vyasa for this, Krishna Dvaipayana. Okay? We are not talking of Parashara. That way Parashara is also Veda Vyasa.
Then he's Narad.
All of them. So let's not talk about that. We all know that. That is given in the standard books. That everybody knows.
Well, in the Puranas.
We all know. Pardon? Pardon? Yes. Because Shiva is the Guru. He is the Parameshti Guru. The Guru doesn't come like that. He comes through Shiva. He gives you knowledge. Anything that gives you knowledge is Shiva. No? You are biased. Okay. So anyway, I have explained this. There are many people with many biases. That's okay. Vaishnavas hate Shaivas, Shaivas hate Vaishnavas. It was a story of South India which has unfortunately come to many parts of the world. Ramakrishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried their level best to change that. Anyway, we are hoping that it will not percolate from at least SJC in future. Yeah. Believe me, it is wrong. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did level best. In fact, the Madhavas even threw him out of the thing and misbehaved with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he went and worshipped Shiva and Shiva Rameshwar. How unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Madhav, that's the reason why we don't do Madhav Sampradaya. Anyway, so I think I've explained the Dharma Devata and the Ishta Devata to a large extent. Okay? And if you have further questions, you can always send me an email. I thank you very much for coming for this conference. And now comes the last part. Thank you. I don't need a clap. I request Sri Goel, who was the Surya for this conference, to come and share a few words with us. Okay?